The Teal DLC is here, folks, and we're going to start off with a nice little moveset guide on how to use Okidogi. And if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you're new here, I'd appreciate that a lot. Now this thing has what I like to call the Boswell spread. High attack, high defense, decent speed, not really that great special attack. This thing gets two abilities. First one is Guard Dog, same as Movepool. Pretty nice ability to make you basically immune to Intimidate, get a nice boost from that in your attack, and also make it so you can't be phased out by anything such as Roar or Dragon Tail. And of course, along with Monkey Dory and Pheasantipede, it also gets access to the Toxic Chain ability, which makes Poison Touch completely redundant. It basically gives you a 30% chance to inflict toxic poison with any attack that you use. So very, very strong ability indeed. So I'm going to show you a few movesets here to help use this thing effectively in battle. So first up we have the No Nonsense Choice Band Okidogi set. By the way, for the record, I thought this was a monkey at first, so if I ever refer to it as a monkey dog, that's why. I know it's not, it's a dog thing, but just for the record. It's Choice Banded Okidogi, Close Combat, Gunk Shot, Ice Punch, and High Horsepower. Now, I wouldn't say this is necessarily top tier material. I couldn't say for certain where it'll end up yet. Maybe UU, I don't know, in terms of Smog on tiers. But it's fairly decent. So, if we're starting off in the top tiers, something like Ice Punch is very good for coverage. So you got, dragons, you got Great Tusk, that sort of thing. High Horsepower is there mainly for other poison types, otherwise you can't really touch them. But you could also swap that for Knockoff if you like. And then Choice Banded, Terror Fighting CC is going to be your main way of just absolutely destroying things. And it's just max in the EVs, very simple. Now next up, I did say this is kind of like a Buzzwole, but it's not in the sense that it actually has quite good special D. So we got a nice Assault Vest Okidogi here, just to see how it can work. Now, I would say, if you're ever running some kind of recovery move on an Assault Vest set, such as Drain Punch or Draining Kiss, I would tend to lean towards putting the investment into special defense rather than HP, because then you recover more proportionally with your draining move. That's just a little top tip there. So we got Drain Punch there, of course, Poison Jab, just for the extra poison chance. Run Gonk Shot if you like, I just prefer Poison Jab on this kind of set. Psychic Fangs. Psychic Fangs is useful just to break screens in case they have them, or again, another move for poison types. And then Knockoff just because it's a very useful move to have on an Assault Vest user. It's more of a utility thing really, just to help break stuff down. And of course you can see by the EV spread, it's mostly bulk, just a little bit of speed to help outspeed. I think it's Great Tusk uninvested. So just relatively fast wars, you could say, like a defensive Great Tusk. Terror Dark there just to avoid the psychic moves, and of course Toxic Chain just for the higher chance of poisoning everything you possibly can. Next one is a defensive set. Now of course it does have a very nice defensive stat. Pretty decent defensive typing actually. Obviously you're quad weak to psychic, but it's not a terrible defensive typing. You just got to be careful of the ground moves basically. So we got Drain Punch and Knockoff, which by itself is just a very good coverage combination, and Knockoff of course for the utility on a defensive Pokemon. Taunt is very nice, especially when you consider that for a wall this is actually pretty quick. Base 80 is the same as, I don't know, something like Altaria, or like you're faster than something like Corviknight as a good example. And then Protect there just to stall a bit of toxic damage if you need to. It's a fairly decent defensive Pokemon. I'm not saying it's the best way to run this thing, but it can definitely do the job. And finally, a potentially very threatening set here. We got Sub Bulk Up. Terra Steel there just to help out with the psychic moves of course, and Steel's just generally a good type to stop things from breaking your sub. So we got max on the EVs, Sub Bulk Up. After one Bulk Up you will probably be able to take many physical hits, from wars at least, before your sub gets broken. And to be honest, even if you don't have a sub, you can eat a hit and then recover back with Drain Punch. And then Gunk Shot there just for maximum damage on that. I got my Guard Dog on this one just because I think it's quite susceptible to phasing. So if you're facing something like a Ting Lu with Whirlwind, you definitely don't want to have that thing waste your boosts, so you can just stay in there and just bulk up as much as you like, basically. So that's Okidogi. I hope you all enjoyed this one, folks. I will hopefully get a session up with this very soon. I'm looking forward to trying out this trio of new mons, as well as all the old mons that came back in the DLC. Thanks for watching, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you all next time.